Hi Year 12, sorry you're getting another one today. This is just because for my class we didn't quite finish this PowerPoint a couple of weeks ago, so I wanted to add this to it so that they don't miss out. Music within the Tempest is an important motif and way of representing ideas within the play, including discovery. And to understand it, we have to place it in context. As you are aware, the Elizabethans had the divine chain of being, where the king was on par with God and the courtiers and nobles were at a high level, and it slowly goes all the way down through humanity to the animals, to the insects, the weeds, and so on, and everything is accounted for. There is the idea, I think we might be able to go back a slide. The universe was made of 4 elements: the earth, the air, the fire, and the water. And these motifs all appear within the Tempest. Man's temperament, or his complexion, was made of the 4 fluids called the humours, which was melancholy, blood, choler, and phlegm, and composed of the same 4 qualities as the universe, are hot, cold, moist, and dry. As we said before, with the divine chain of being, God was the head of the universe and the king is the head of society. The lion is the king of the beasts, the eagle the king of the birds, the sun the chief of the heavenly bodies, and the head the chief of the body, and so on and so on. And then we have the music of the spheres. So the earth is at the centre of the universe and it's surrounded by holospheres that carry the heavenly bodies. 7 of the spheres carry the planets: Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And outside of this is another sphere that carries the fixed stars. And outside this is a 9th sphere carrying the primum mobile, or mobile, primum mobile. Each sphere, as it is rotated, emits a different musical note, which is inaudible to the human ear. And this was the belief of the Elizabethan times. Question is, how does this relate to the Tempest? Remember, Caliban says, "Do not be afeard. The isle is full of sounds and sweet airs that give delight." The island is constantly surrounded in music. The island itself represents the golden age, the age of discovery, and it's wrapped in this celestial harmony. And the Tempest itself, that is created by Prospero, creates chaos, it creates discord, and it's amplified at the beginning when we hear the sounds of thunder. And so it becomes a symbol of the discord in the microcosmos. It's a good word to use, by the way, in your essays, maybe. And through this music, Prospero restores harmony and resolves his problems. And even when he tells us at the end, when he's getting rid of his cloak and his staff and his books, and he says the music has always assisted him and he needs it even now. Ferdinand is led by music to his discovery of Miranda, and so the music becomes an essential element of the coming together of the two houses that will eventually restore Prospero to his dukedom. Ariel is the symbol of the celestial spirit who serves the divine will, which is Prospero being a symbol of the divine will and the need to restore the divine chain of being. And Ferdinand questions, where should this music be? The air or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the land sitting on a bank, weeping again the king my father's wreck. So he's like, where is this music coming from? Is it coming from the earth itself, or is it coming from the air? The sound goes away, and yet it comes back. And he says, some god of the land sitting on the back. It's waiting upon a god. It's this divine moment. And then the sound appears again as it weeps for his father's death. So the music, there's a typo there. The music has no power over Antonio and Sebastian. The music sends Alonso and Gonzalo to sleep and their servants. But Antonio and Sebastian don't hear it. They're not struck by it. And so they continue their murderous plotting to kill the king. And it shows that they are not in harmony in the island. So when we're talking about the representation of the discovery of place and how is it represented through the music itself as a motif becomes an important way of representing those discoveries and the effect of those discoveries. Contrast this with Caliban. Caliban, the creature, the monster, the fish, the savage, the slave, abhorred slave, all these words that are used to describe him. And yet Caliban, when asleep, and don't forget sleep itself is a motif within the play, but Caliban, when asleep, does not have the hatred in his heart for Prospero, and therefore he can hear the island's noises, and he rests assures Stefano and Trinculo. When we first see Caliban, he enters the stage to the noise of thunder, which is symbolic of his hatred for Prospero and parallels the sound of thunder that came with the Tempest. He's also linked to Stefano, who enters singing a sea shanty that juxtaposes Ariel's celestial music. So that song, when we first hear Stefano, it's drunken song that he's singing away. Whereas Ariel's music, this divine music, lures others into peace and into tranquility. And then, of course, Caliban sings his own tune, which is again juxtaposed against the heavenly music of Ariel. But Caliban is trying his hardest to make music. But it's important to note that Caliban can hear the island's noises, and he could hear them when he was awake before Prospero came to the island. So even Prospero's coming to the island suggests that the harmonious order has already started to be disrupted. And it's Prospero's treatment of Caliban that has actually caused the discord in relation to Caliban's life on the island. So there's a discovery, I think, for us as audience, which leads us into the themes of colonisation and just what does it mean. The masque itself, of course, is musical blessing of the gods on the marriage of Ferdinand and Miranda, giving the blessing of the union. And the music symbolised the harmony of the macrocosmos and the microcosmos. The world is starting to be restored. Discord exists in this world, in this universe, and it exists because of the discord and the microcosmos of man. And so the harmony in this microcosmos has to be restored so that it can be restored in the macrocosmos. So the masque itself is a symbol of the marriage union and is essential for that. It has to take place for harmony to be restored. So then we have that juxtaposed against the anti-masque, which occurs later on in the play in Act 5, when Stefano and Trinculo are chased away by the spirits turn into wolves and goblins, and they're howling, and there's this chaotic moment as they get chased away. So it becomes like an anti-masque juxtaposed against the masque, and it reveals the bestial nature of the two characters, the evilness of their characters. Anyway, I hope that helps and gives you some more ideas for working on your essays this weekend. Good luck, everybody.